Hello, friends. How are you? I'm coming into you from my glorious bedroom. I have this vanity mirror that has really good lighting, so I figured I would take advantage of it. And I just did my makeup. I should give you guys a house tour. Would you want a house tour? Inside, outside, both? What? Greg is still moving in, so it's a little cluttery right now because he still has several boxes to open and go through. Hi, Mama. My dog. And so not everything's put away yet, and I have a couple things that, like gardening things that have been sitting in my den for a month that I need to put in the garage. So I've just been lazy about it. I figured I'd come in, Fly Girl Fitness, coming to you with my weight loss update. So I figured I'd come in with my weight loss update since I gave you my job update, my relationship update, and, if you guys care, I'll give you my weight loss update. So, my highest regain weight before this year was early 2020. I got up to like 250, 251. And so that's a 70 pound, almost exactly a 70 pound gain from my lowest weight. It's still down 70 pounds from my highest weight, but still, I was like, I'm not dealing with this. And I really was struggling with moderating alcohol, which I still struggle with, and just like getting on the bandwagon because I've always been a pretty healthy, like at my heaviest, I obviously wasn't a healthy eater, but during weight loss surgery, like I've definitely been, I've done the Whole30. I've definitely been more of a paleo, like lean and green kind of girl. I have allergies are killing me dead. Did I tell you guys that in my last video? So I decided to do HCG, which I do not recommend to anyone, but because of the stringency of it and because we were in COVID lockdown because this was during, I think I started it in February of 2020, just before lockdown. So, just before. So because, I had a hard time getting into it, but, I would doing the HCG. I really wasn't hungry. It's just hard to cook on it because you can't use any oil or any fat or any sugar, like nothing. So, I just had my coffee black with, no dairy, nothing. So coffee black with stevia. And then I would saute like a tablespoon of onions and spinach. And I would eat like 1 egg and like 2 egg whites and I would saute all of it with like chicken broth and stuff. And I really wasn't that hungry. And I was able to not drink for, I think, the first couple weeks, but then I bought light champagne, like lower calorie champagne from Travari. Sorry, I'm going out tonight and I'm dressing up, and this is Greg and I's 2-year meet-iversary. So we went on our first date 2 years ago, so we're gonna go out, but right now I'm just in comfort since that's not for a couple hours. Anyway, so blah blah blah. I got down to 215, so I lost 35 pounds on the HCG. I think I did it for a total of, I actually don't remember the whole program because you have phase 1, 2, and 3. Phase 3 is basically like going back to your regular eating. I want to say between phase 1 and 2, it was about 12 weeks. So, maybe 9 or 12 weeks, but I got down to 215 and I maintained most of that. I think I after kind of bouncing back, you always bounce back a little bit. I maintained at like 120, 222, 215 is where I got down to. 222, I gained about 7 pounds and I stayed there for a good many months, most of the rest of the year. It wasn't until I left my marriage that weight started to creep back up. And I think I was obviously grieving that and going through the stress of him moving out and the divorce and, we're still in COVID and I'm alone and living alone again and, feeling unsafe in a neighborhood that's not as safe as it used to be. And, I think I was depressed and just didn't even realize it until it took a couple years actually. But what was it? There was something that was anyway, I'm squirreling over here. So once I started going through divorce proceedings, that's when the weight started to come back on. And I decided to sell my house and moved in with my mother around like right around the 4th of July, like right before the 4th of July. So the end of June. My house didn't sell till October, which sucked. But that's really when it started. I was living at home, with my mom, which is great. I'm so grateful to have had the opportunity, and my mom's great and all that stuff. But it's a lot. It's a lot. And had met Greg, and I was dating again and all that stuff. So I gained weight, and then I want to say it was really after Greg and I became exclusive, and he was just so all about me that I kind of just let it go. And I got back up to 250 within the year. And then once I moved into this house and through last holiday season, which was a year ago, almost to the day, last holiday season, I put on another few. So my highest regain rate now at this point is about 258. So I started Mounjaro actually several months ago, and I've lost about 20 pounds, but I'm currently on Ozempic. I like Mounjaro better from a like how it affects me and my desire for food and all of that stuff much more than Ozempic. But I did struggle with the only side effect I had on Mounjaro was I would have pretty gnarly site injection reactions. So I would have like a really big welt or a really big bruise, and the welt would be itchy and swollen and really uncomfortable, like stingy. That's the only side effect I've ever had on that. I think one time I was like a little lethargic, but it could have been that I was tired, I don't know. With the Ozempic, I definitely struggle with constipation. And I don't like the process of the shot as well, but I do still have appetite suppression, not to the point that I did with Ozempic, but with Ozempic, I only got up to, I want to say 7.5, and I'm on Ozempic, I'm still building up. So I'm at 0.5 with Ozempic right now. So I could have been losing more. I mean, I know there's a lot of people in the community like SJ, and there's a couple of people I follow on TikTok that have definitely lost at a much more steady rate than I have. Mine's been very slow. And again, it's not my food intake. It's definitely my alcohol calories. I'm still drinking a bottle of wine a night, and that's not helpful. So the good news is that with me being off work the last 15 weeks or so, I have gotten back into the gym, and I've been consistently going 2 to 4 days a week. So I don't do a lot of cardio. I'm really more about weightlifting. I really need to incorporate more cardio. I really only do 10 minutes of it to warm up. And the weather's been really nice, so I really should be walking more. I had sprained my knee, so I wasn't able to walk super well, but that seems to be healed. I do need to have ankle surgery for several things that are fucked up in my ankle. So that walking can flare it up, but right now everything's feeling good. So it's raining today, but I was thinking about it last night. I was like, I should take Honey on like a long walk instead of just like around the block, like a good solid like 40-minute walk, instead of our standard 20. But I do that, at least once a day, a 20-minute walk with her. But it's not exactly like, how it is with the dog. It's like stop, smell, poop, pee, stop, smell. So I usually give her most of that time, but on longer walks, I give her a certain amount of time to do those things. And then I click her leash so she can't get too far from me. And then I hustle. And then so she has to keep up with me. And she's usually fine with that. If she gets her time in, then she'll give me my time. So that is what's up with me. I definitely am, we don't have a lot going on this weekend. So I'm thinking a lot about my drinking. It's not fun. I don't think I'm an alcoholic. I think I have a drinking problem for sure. I cannot drink. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I think of alcoholism, I think of it as a disease that if you have one drink, you go, you're off the wagon and you're in the throes of binge drinking or whatever. And I can just have one drink. It's when I have two that it's harder. No, but I think it's just really habitual for me. So I have a lot of mocktail stuff in the house. So I'm hoping next week that I will, kind of embrace more of that, and that'll give me more stamina in the gym too. So That's my story, but I love the Ozempic. I'm hovering around 238 right now. I bought the electric, the battery operated Bluetooth tape measure that SJ had talked about, I don't know, a year ago, 8 months ago. And I thought the battery had died. No, it's just dead. So I'm going to have to call their like helpline to see if they can help me problem solve why it's not working. And there's something else I need to do that about too. What's not working? There's something that I just bought that's not working. Oh, it's my doorbell. My doorbell likes to ring itself. And when that's happening at 4 a.m, mama don't appreciate it. Okay. Also, do you guys love my hair? I just have to tell you, I've been trying to do it a new way. I learned this new way on Instagram ad. It was a fucking Instagram ad. And I followed the link to a YouTube channel, and I've been trying to do this I've been diffusing it, first of all. It's not as voluminous in the back, but it's much curlier. You guys probably can't tell or care, but it's much curlier than it normally is. And that's like how I'm putting the product in it. And it goes so against everything I've ever learned about curly hair, which is like, you just scrunch it and you use your fingers. And I'm actually combing the product through my hair now. So it's much more evenly distributed. And then, obviously I'm upside down, using the diffuser until it's like mostly dry. And I use cool air, not hot air. So hopefully it's less damaging. I've had a lot of hair loss again with the Mounjaro because my appetite was so restricted. It's better now that I can eat a little bit more. But yeah, the restriction is real. The restriction is real. But I'm more snacky on Ozempic than I even actually normally am. But what I eat in a day, I'll just kind of tell you. I'm at my normal famous 12-minute mark. So normally I have an egg scramble with like a half a 6 p.m. I'm not talking to you, ma'am. I have like a egg scramble with 2 eggs, spinach, a half a chicken apple sausage, or 2 of the maple Amy Lou sausages from Costco, or like a piece of bacon. And I scramble that up with spinach, cheddar cheese, seasonings, and that's usually my go-to. I went through a breakfast burrito with low carb tortillas for a minute, but I'm over it. I can't, especially since I started the medication, I can't eat the tortilla. And I usually eat most of that, if not all of it. And then that tides me, and I usually eat that, within an hour and a half of waking up, 2 hours. And that usually tides me over till late, like mid-afternoon. Like if I'm eating breakfast at, let's say 10:30, I'm not hungry again until like 3. So sometimes I don't eat, depending on how hungry I am, I usually don't eat a meal. I'll have like a little bit of caprese salad, which I'm having fresh from the garden, or I will have a piece or 2 pieces of string cheese, or a little bit of fruit, or a couple pieces, like 2 pieces of cheese and 3 pieces of turkey, without crackers or anything like that. And then, Greg and I will figure out what we're doing for dinner. And sometimes that's leftovers, and sometimes that's going out, and some of that's, him cooking, me cooking, takeout sometimes, things like that. So, and that's it. So that's the weight loss update. Super kind of anticlimactic. But I am a solid size 16. I really want to be in that 12-14 range again. I was a 14 after the HCG, a solid 14, and a large, extra large shirt again. And while I have a lot of clothes in size 12, I really just need to be a size solid 14. I have plenty of 14 clothes too. So most of my favorite clothes are 12s, but I don't know if I'll ever get there again. But I also know that the lack of progress is absolutely me and not the medication. But you guys know me, I'm not giving up, but I'm also living my life. I also have a man who reassures me every day how fucking glorious I am and my body is, and how beautiful I am, and that I'm perfect just the way that I am. And that's actually made such a huge difference. Like, I don't rely on anyone for my confidence, but he's definitely changed the way I live in my skin a little bit, having somebody just tell you that over and over again, you start to believe them. And he doesn't care about this, he just thinks that I'm just the bee's knees, So, I'm living my life and I'm doing the best I can, and it'll happen when it happens. And that's where I'm at. So All right, you guys, I hope you keep it fly out there. Have a wonderful weekend. Happy Friday. We're having rain here, which is much needed and much a nice reprieve from what we went from extreme rain and winter to summer. So it's nice to have a day just to have it cool down and cloudy, and you'll get back to the sun here tomorrow. But that's it, and I hope y'all are well. Let me know more content. You know, I kind of gave you the 3 major life updates. So, is there anything else you want to see from me? Do you want to see from me? Do you care about me being here? Yeah, I think that's it. I know I've asked you that question before, but, I would appreciate more ideas or reiterating them. Okay, guys, everyone, bye.